Hello everybody, my name is Cody Tipton. This is Embedded Systems, Lab 1. Embedded systems are everywhere. They're in all sorts of electrical devices, cars, computers. They're like dedicated computers for a specific purpose. They're in medical devices, cell phones, all sorts of different stuff. And this is our little embedded system that we're doing today using this microcontroller. And we're using a Kyle software to run our code in C and then to program the microcontroller and drive some LEDs. All right, so I already have the first one loaded, so we'll just go through the LEDs real quick. So we're using this microcontroller to drive 1, 2, or 3 LEDs. So we'll show you the first one, which is a blue flashing LED on and off for 500 milliseconds on, 500 milliseconds off, and that's our first code for that. So we'll go through the next two real quick, and then I'll explain all the code and kind of what we did there. For our device, this is the USB key that's connecting to the computer, and obviously giving it power as well. Here's our microcontroller that we're going to program. Here's our reset switch, the LEDs that we're driving. Here's a power switch on and off. Okay, the program's already in there, so there's the first one. Okay, so let me switch over to the next one. Okay, here's our next one, which is going to be flashing between 2 LEDs. All right, there you go. Boom, there's a flash between the blue and red LEDs, right? Alternates between the two. Everything looks good there. Okay, we're going to run our third one, we're going to be running alternating between 3 LEDs. Okay, so I just opened up that third file. Okay, I'm going to build the targets, which is going to check all my code for any errors or warnings. Okay, everything looks good. Then I'm going to download that into the microcontroller right now. You see, boom, those just shut off. So now that new program is in there. The clock is reset and everything is ready to go. And then now I'm gonna hit my reset and that's going to run the program. All right, there alternates between red, blue, green, between all 3 of them. Everything looks good. All 3 programs run nicely. Okay, so we're going to go over the code a little bit. So what I did is I wrote this code in C for the first program, the blue flashing light, and then I adjusted it, copied and pasted and adjusted it for the other 2 programs. So some of the stuff will be correct, but some might not be right in the explanations down here. I didn't change everything. So this is 3 LEDs flashing alternatively between the blue, red, and green. Right, PF2, PF1, PF3, those are the pins that we're using. Okay, let me go here. So here is that right here, GPIO, which is general purpose input output. Okay, so this is making those 3 pins, right, 1, 2, and 3, giving them a direction, right? We can make them inputs or outputs. So this one, we're making them outputs. Okay, and then the next one, we're going to enable those pins 1, 2, and 3 to be digital outputs, right? You can run digitally, it's what we're doing now from the microcontroller to drive the LEDs. You can also run that microcontroller to drive the actual pins, and then you can put that into a breadboard and run, you know, little LEDs off the side with resistors and whatnot. So right now we're just doing this digitally. Okay, so there's the code for that. There's the approximate millisecond delay down here, that for loop, right? And then here's just saying, hey, we're going to be using the clock for port F, okay? All right, and then here is, you know, turning on the red LED, okay, pin 1 for 500 milliseconds, and then turning on the blue LED, right, pin 2, 500, and then subsequently the green. So it's going to rotate between those 3, and that's going to go forever, right, until you hit the reset, right? So right now it's going through all of them. I can hold the reset down there, so it's, you know, holding it at a 0. Release, now it's got a 1, so it's going to go through the program. All right, so that is our first lab, right? 3 different sequencing of the LEDs. digitally using our microcontrollers. So that is kind of what embedded systems is really about. Using small little microcontrollers, small little mini computers, and driving an LED or receiving information from sensors. And that whole embedded system is the hardware plus the code and the software and the program and stuff like that. All right, well, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.